I bought another piece of equipment yesterday, which is due to come in a few days. And that piece of equipment is a neck or head harness, so neck training device, I guess. And the reason I got to this idea was this sickness. Constantly in bed, constantly in a flexed position, looking at my phone, and just without the heavy weightlifting, having nothing to really, reverse that thoracic kyphosis, flexion, all that stuff. And I was kind of just sitting there in bed with the pillow prop behind me, and I'm like, well, that's a bad position. So I roll onto my belly and I look this way, and I start to feel like fatigue really quickly while I'm looking up in a prone position on the phone. And it got me thinking, and I started thinking along the lines of the last time, or the last few times that I trained my neck, kind of like in a roundabout way, not really training it, but just like spending some time with those exercises like side flexions, extensions, lateral flexions, all that stuff. And it occurred to me, okay, so, I'm constantly training the thoracic extensors in the squat, and I've been doing that the last few months, really since the start of this year. And I found value when it comes to the AMRAP sets in squats, and therefore must be something, really good there when it comes to squatting to train the upper body. And then I kind of connected a few dots, and I thought, well, what about if I train anti-neck flexion? So then, like, while I was in bed, I started doing some exercises, and I started not just feeling my neck, but I started feeling my upper thoracic region. So then automatically I started thinking, okay, so how do I load that? Like, I don't want to do a set of 50 freaking neck extensions, and so then I got to this, and I ended up spending $23, I think it was, all up, to get this head harness. So I'm going to try and mess around with that, but it's all stemming from this idea that this musculature around the shoulder girdle has a lot to do with the squat. And even if you are not interested in squatting, I think having a head harness like that and just training extension of the neck is something that's beneficial for us, especially in this society which spends way too much time looking down into the phones, into the keyboards, into, never before in history have we spent so much time in such a flex position. So I think that device could do some positive, and it's really inexpensive. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot and see how it feels, at least towards the squat, and just general walking around. So I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out. Keen to try it. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.